Hey, Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well through the scriptures. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the hopefully elect. I was just listening to some AM radio, channel 700. I don't know the exact name of it, but they was going in speaking about how the so-called Democratic Party is split because a large portion of the JEW-ish people, as well as the Muslim people in America, support the Democratic Party. And Joe Biden, through his policy, they say he's calling for a ceasefire on one end to appease the Muslim supporters, but then on the other end, he's totally backing the JEW-ish people. So it's kind of like, like pick a side, like he's straddling the fence, so to speak. And both of them, as far as the American voters go, they like, look, we ain't having that. So it's like, okay, you got a large, because Michigan, that's the birth state of Malcolm X. And you got a large American, so-called Black American Muslim population in Michigan, So you got the Michigan Muslims, that ain't what they call themselves, but whatever group over there, they like, look, we ain't gonna vote Democrat no more based off Biden doing this. And then on another hand, you got women. Women predominantly vote Democrat in America. I think the numbers was 65, 35. 65% of women overwhelmingly vote Democrat in America. But now the women mad because you got all these things with the Letterman community infringing on womanhood with, there being so-called women too. They enter into their bathrooms, they entering into their sports. And so now the women mad. So now you got a large contingency of women like, look, mad with the Democratic Party. All right. And then he was talking about how he was talking about how, which I noticed this too over the last few years, more and more so-called black women are getting guns and going to the gun ranges. Now, one of the main reasons that is we know why, feminism and strong black woman, quote unquote, and not having a man to protect them, that's one of the, being single and alone or whatever, women, they speak about, the modern American woman, they speak about how independent they are and how strong they are and how they don't need no man. But one thing they never forget to lock that door. They so strong and so fearless. But they not gonna forget to lock that door. From age 18 to 80. That's one thing. A man, you forget to lock the door here and there. But for the most part, women don't. I ain't never met a woman that forgot to lock the door personally. Family member or friend or otherwise. But yeah, and it was he was talking about the schooling, how people want better options for their schooling, and the Democratic Party supports they want you to stick to public schooling for whatever reason. I can't remember it all. I was trying to do this lesson while it was fresh in my mind, but my phone wouldn't cut on. So I'm just speaking from memory. But nevertheless, the division in the Democratic Party, really the division in the American people, the American public, is biblical. All right. When you go to I'm gonna read Isaiah 19. Isaiah 19 and 1, it says, the burden of Egypt, behold. Matter of fact, let me grab it in this app so we can look up burden. Because sometimes it's Imas, I think, which basically means prophecy of doom. All right. So it says the burden of Egypt. Okay, hold on, go back. Masa, load, burden, utterance, oracle. Okay, a burden. Okay, in the Strong's definition, it says figuratively an utterance, chiefly of doom. All right, so it's a prediction of doom. And if you got two eyes and two ears, and you can see and comprehend what's going on, then you would agree. It says the burden of Egypt, or AKA the utterance of doom, because America is coming in the spirit, the likeness of Egypt. It's coming in the likeness of Babylon. That's why when you read in Revelation 11:8, it says, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. So another word for spiritually is personification, meaning it's coming in the likeness of. So it's coming in that same stead. And America comes in that same stead as Egypt. What was Egypt known for? The great bondage of the Israelites. America is known for the great slavery of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, who are Israelites. Egypt was known for the witchcraft and the sorcery. America is heavy into witchcraft and sorcery, so on and so forth. It says, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai rideth upon a swift cloud and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. So when Yahweh shall return, this is speaking on his return. Verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. So basically the citizens. So America coming in that the spirit of Egypt. The American citizens are against each other. All right. You got so-called white people aligned with so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans on certain issues like the BLM. All right. Then you got the so-called black people aligned with so-called white people in regard to Trump and Joe Biden. Yeah, you got contingency. You actually got a group called Niggas for Trump. The one dude said, I think we should make Trump king. You know, you got Latin Americans for him, so-called. So all these issues that we have in America, everything is divided. All right. And what people agree on few things, It says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Yeah, you got certain cities and certain states that agree how life should be one way, like states like Florida, states like Texas. They agree that it shouldn't be no Letterman people to the extent that it is now. I mean, they got a little Letterman going on, don't get it twisted, but not to the extreme with entering public bathrooms and giving hormone blockers to children. Different the so-called abortion was illegal in certain spots, so you got to travel to different states to get abortions. Back in the day, well, not back in the day, but some years ago when they first was passing marriage for the alphabet community, it wasn't legal everywhere, so they had to travel to different states to to get their marriage ratified or whatever. It says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. Right, the counsel meaning advice. All right, all these plans and all these writs and these laws and bylaws ain't nothing helping. It says, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards and the so-called white man. He's into that. He's into witchcraft, media, I said witchcraft, sorcery. He's into that in various ways. How he lied with the television, how he the pharmakia with the medicine, and even actually praying to false gods. They actually got the Baphomet statue set up. They built the Baphomet statue somewhere not too long ago. All right, they got Satanism in schools. putting it on the children, and even citizens. The so-called black woman is heavily into the what you call it, the astrology and witchcraft and things like that. Now it used to be they were kind of, when I was younger, mid 2000s, it was more of a entertainment thing, but now they really adhering to it. Men too. They, when I was younger, men didn't really pay that no mind for real. But now you got men talking about some, I'm a March Pisces. You got to get you a March Pisces. We solid. It says, and the Egyptians will I give over to the hand of a cruel Lord, and the fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts. All right. Let me see. Let me jump down to 14. Yahweh have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. Yeah, it is a perverse spirit in the midst of this place. Let's look up the word perverse in the Hebrew. Ayam. Distorting, warping. Everything is warped. All right. Now, for the most part, you used to could tell when a man try to so-called become a woman or whatever, which you can't become. You can't change your sex. All right. This devil, the so-called white man, he gives choice where there is no choice. All right. You got an X and Y chromosome. You can do all the cutting and the finagling and the surgery you want to. You can't change them chromosomes. But that don't mean he ain't going to attempt to and try to, like he ain't doing now. But at the end of the day, you can't do that. All right. But I seen for the first time, maybe about the second time, but for the first time where I was fooled. Like, if them people wouldn't have said, I was watching one of these little podcasts, and the guy running the podcast was fooled. I think, what is it called? I forget the little, these little podcasts. I watch them for entertainment here and there. They articulate certain little talking points that come from the scriptures here and there, but they ain't got the truth. But like I said, I do it personally for a little entertainment here and there. But I was watching one podcast, and it was two Transformers on there, and didn't nobody know nothing until they said it. And the podcast didn't even know, and he kind of harped in on it. He was like, well, wait a minute, that's deception, that's deceiving, because you are speaking from the point of view of a woman, and you're not even a woman. But that shows you that it's a perverse spirit, a distortion, a warping, all right? And those men, those Transformers, they had, on the podcast, they said they had thoroughly went through the whole operation. Like, they went through the whole thing. So they out there getting people. They out there getting dudes, That's why the Lord got to come back. All right? Because you got guys wherein they wouldn't have made that decision. Now they done made it. But, hey, it says that's the spot we in. That's where we at. This is Babylon. Welcome to Babylon. It says, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof. So every facet, every single thing is error. All right. It's error. It's wrong. Everything is wrong in this place. Down to the most insignificant, minute, something you wouldn't even expect. You find out stuff it's like every day is something like, damn, this wrong, that wrong. They talking about putting the dead bodies in the water supply. The water already messed up. Your skin, your biggest organ. So you call yourself drinking water, paying $5 for a gallon of water, the good water, but then you take a shower, a nice relaxing hot bath, and all the chemicals get up in you anyway. It says, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Yeah, that's this place right now. All right. When a drunken man staggered in his vomit, he bumping into everything. He ruining himself and everything. And that's what America doing. They ruining themselves and everything they come into contact with. It says, and that's pretty much the point. I just wanted to bring that out, speak on that. Let me see. I'm going to read it in the NLT, verse 14. It says, the Lord has sent a spirit of foolishness on them. So all their suggestions are wrong. They caused Egypt to stagger like a drunk in his vomit. So, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson to the hopefully elect. All praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakodash, Shalom.